All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. What is going on tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are shaking the dice live for my live preview and predictions for the 4th edition of AEW Dino. Oops. You can tell I'm tired and it's late. Let's start this again. AEW Double or Nothing 2022 preview and predictions. The show takes place this coming Sunday, May 29th, 2022 at T-Mobile Arena. Remember to get it right. T-Mobile Arena, not T-Mobile Park. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, this is the second time Double or Nothing has taken place in Vegas. The other 2 times, Daly's Place in Jacksonville, Florida, as it was during the pandemic era, the past 2. So this is the first one to take place, only the second Double or Nothing to take place outside of the pandemic era. We're going to talk about this show. We've got a lot to talk about, which is why, of course, again, as I said earlier, my dad has some friends over tonight, doing a little bit of poker night. So I was up here making my graphics and watching my stuff, just chilling, having a night to myself. Have a little bit of Coke right here. Give me a little bit of, caffeine to keep me awake a little bit. But let's talk about Double or Nothing. So, in the last stream, when I did my Dynamite review from this past week, I mentioned do not sleep on this show. I think a lot of fans, especially in the past couple weeks, are looking a little bit ahead of Double or Nothing. The reason why is because they're looking a little more forward to Forbidden Door, which takes place at the end of June. Which I don't blame you. I'm interested as well in that show, especially with a mixture of both AEW and New Japan. I said do not sleep on it. I will still say do not sleep on this show, but my interest, I will not lie, shrunk a little bit. It's mainly because apparently on tonight's episode of Rampage, they announced they added 3 more matches to this card. Well, I think it was 2 more matches. I think it was 2. Yeah, it was 2. The trios tag and the singles with Darby and Kyle. And of course the women's finals for the Owen Hart Cup was made official as well. So there's 13 matches in total. 12 of them, from what I hear, are on the main show, which definitely concerns me about timing. Because most of the time, AEW pay-per-views last about 3 hours and 45 minutes, 4 hours. I hear rumors that this one may actually go 5 hours. That concerns me. And I feel like the matches they added are ones that at this point really don't need to take place on pay-per-view. So there is some that I feel like they could have just waited until Dynamite or Rampage to do some of these couple of these matches. So my expectations lowered a little bit. I still think it's going to be a good show. I'm just a little worried that because of how much is on this card, we may get a little burned out. So that is my biggest concern. I also have picked out 5 matches on this card that I will also do live reactions for this Sunday with Joe and Megan and Prancer, their cat, as well. So hopefully Prancer will enjoy the show as well. So, without further ado, let's talk about, we have nobody in the live chat right now, that's okay, but let's talk about AEW Double or Nothing 2022. And as always, I will put the matches in order how I believe they will happen. So, as of now, the only match that is on the buy-in is this match. This tag match with Hookhausen, as they're calling them, the team of Hook and Danhausen, taking on the team of Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. This is going to be just like, typical. This is a fine pre-show match. I'm intrigued for sure by this team of Hook and Danhausen. They remind me a lot, to be honest. They remind me a lot, kind of Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. Like, Hook is the silent badass. Not the really nice guy, meant to be person, but, he goes along with, the crazy antics of Danhausen. But it's obvious that Hookhausen's going to win this. Develop their characters more, maybe make them give them the tag titles someday. Who knows? But it's a fun little act. So definitely the babyface is coming away with the victory with this. The next two matches, as of now, are supposed to be on the main card. But here are the two matches that were added tonight that honestly, I really don't feel these matches should have happened on the pay-per-view. They could have waited until Dynamite to do these matches. The first, even though they've been hyping this one up for a while, well, a little bit, it ended up being a little different than I thought it would be. We have this mixed trios tag match. It's Men of the Year, the TNT champion Scorpio Sky, who apparently introduced a new title on Rampage night. Saw the photos, looks neat. But Scorpio Sky and All Ego Ethan Page and their female partner Paige Van Zant taking on a team of Sammy Guevara, his lover Ty Conchi, and we all know that they're lovers, and Frankie Kazarian, former tag team partner of Scorpio Sky. He is now in the match as well. This match, this is another match I think they should put on the buy-in. Even though, yes, there's the TNT champion, there is Sammy Guevara, who has definitely, been on fire over the past year, especially with his multiple runs of the TNT title. It's just, I've lost interest in this feud, to be honest. Like, it's gone on for way too long. I am starting to get a little bit annoyed with the whole, controversy with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conchi. Yes, I get it. They're lovers. Yes, they do act like, like a high school couple who have to make out on camera every 2 seconds and whatnot. Yes, we all know Ty Conchi's a hot blonde and whatnot, and, but to me, it's like, they've definitely kind of, in a way, made themselves heels. And I think, again, I love Scorpio Sky, and I'm glad they gave him back the TNT title. But quite frankly, I think, Men of the Year should just win this. Have a reason for, Sammy and Ty to go full on heel. And just move on from this. I feel like this has been going on for too long. It's long enough. This is a match also that we could have probably just gotten on Dynamite, like the main event of Dynamite or something like that, to be honest. Yeah, sorry. I'd say Scorpio Sky gets the victory. I mean, Men of the Year gets the victory. This leads to Sammy and Ty going full on heel. And probably to have Scorpio Sky hold until Wardlow gets past MJF, and they have Wardlow do what he should have done months ago and win the TNT championship off of Scorpio Sky. So there's that match. Then The other match that was just announced tonight, that although this is a good match, this match really does not need to happen at all on the pay-per-view. Darby Allin and Kyle O'Reilly. I love, we all know we love Darby Allin. And Kyle O'Reilly has been getting a little bit of a singles spotlight lately, which is cool, because I do know he can definitely do a lot as a single star. I still feel like, he had some good matches, especially with this series of matches with Adam in NXT. I still, again, say I don't think they really made him feel like a main eventer, of course, even though he won the feud with Adam. But they didn't need to do this match on the pay-per-view. This could have been saved for, like, Dynamite. They probably did it because, the storyline with, they took, with Undisputed Elite, took out Sting with the smashing of the chair and whatnot. I get that. Darby Allin's a big star. He should be on the show. But there wasn't much room on the card really this time. Like, this is kind of an instance where, like, we tell AEW, yes, your roster's stacked, maybe a little too many people, but not everyone needs to be on the card, unfortunately. They could have just given Darby a break, but they still made this match. It'll be a good match when it happens. But like I said, it's gonna feel like a match that should be like the main event of like Dynamite or Rampage or one of the two. So it'll still be good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it didn't really need to happen. Darby wins this one. So honestly, like this one, the trios mixed tag should also, in my opinion, just be on the buy-in. In my opinion, if there's any matches, move those to the buy-in. In my opinion. Then we get to the main card. The first match I think is going to happen. I think the right match opened up the show. Well, my second choice would have been the Hardys and the Young Bucks. But I think this match, who's been a long anticipated match, should open up the show. Death Triangle, team of Pac, Penta Oscuro, and Rey Fenix taking on the House of Black, Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black, Brody King, and the man who's apparently dating Rhea Ripley now, Buddy Matthews. I definitely have been looking forward to this match for a long time. We did kind of get somewhat of a preview while Rey was out on the buy-in of Revolution, when we had the same match except the Phoenix. We had Eric Redbeard in Phoenix's place, and it was an excellent match. So the fact we've kind of had this match before definitely I feel like hurts it just a little bit. It's still gonna be a good match, but we've seen a hot match between 5 of these 6 stars. And the other problem I have with this build also is the fact that they kind of, again, I'm going to be honest, I haven't watched every single episode of Rampage, so they could have been, building this match a little bit more on Rampage, and I didn't see it really. But even though it was, obvious that this match is going to happen eventually on pay-per-view, recently it kind of got pushed to the side. So, the fact that it's still happening, cool, but it's like, it happened, it was gone for a long time, and now all of a sudden the pay-per-view is here and it's back. So, I guess that's also why I also chose not to do live reactions for this match. It's going to be I think it could be a hot opener, but, again, just the fact that we've already kind of seen the match already with 5 of the 6 guys in here, and the fact they kind of, like, backed away from this for a bit just to go back and go, oh, by the way, we're going to bring this back and have a match here, But House of Black should need to win this match. I like, Pac, I like, the Lucha Bros, but the House of Black to me is definitely one of the best things in AEW for sure. Again, them, the Red Dragon, Blackpool Combat Club, even if they want to do Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, or whatnot, again, we are getting a very, very strong trios division for possible trios tag titles that have been rumored for a while. So I think this one will be like the bread and butter of a 6-man tag match, and I think it will be pretty good. And I think House of Black should win this match. So there's that match. The second match that take place on the card, in my opinion, on the main card, is the finals for the Owen Hart Cup. The women's match, I think, will come in earlier. And it's going to be a rematch from back at AEW Grand Slam back in September, which actually it was on my birthday it took place. So the finals are going to feature the former AEW Women's World Champion, the role model, Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Ruby Soho, Destination AEW known, or whatever you want to sing. This will be good. The match they had at Grand Slam was good when Ruby first came into AEW at All Out in the Women's Casino Battle Royale last September. So this is definitely going to be an interesting thing because both of the Owen Hart finals matches I feel can go either way. I definitely see Britt winning this, but I also can see Ruby winning this. I can see Samoa Joe winning it. I can also see Adam Cole winning it as well. For this one, I would still want to lean towards Ruby. I'm still going to pick Ruby to win this match. As you know, Britt doesn't really need it. And, you know, if you wanted her to put someone over, you know, this would be a good opportunity to do it. I thought at first Toni Storm was going to beat her when they face each other on Dynamite, but you know, through, you know, the heel tactic, Britt was able to win instead. So definitely a little surprised by that outcome. But I feel like, you know, that one, they're going to save that match for another day also, and make it even better than it was before. The only problem I have here is about Ruby winning. Is, again, and it's probably because there's just a lot of people on the roster, but has she really been featured too much? I mean, not much. I feel like, you know, they kind of like, you know, yes, she came in hot. Then they kind of like toned back a little bit. Didn't use her quite as much. So I feel like, you know, even though we all know Ruby's talented, you know, she's great in the ring. She's excellent on the microphone. Like, dear Lord, like, you know, you get the time she's got the microphone. I mean, we knew in WWE she was great on a microphone, but the promos, her and Britt on the promos have good chemistry doing promo wars, basically. I think there was a promo tonight after Ruby beat Statlander, and I guess they kind of went back and forth again. But I don't know. I feel like, you know, they could have used Ruby a little bit more, but I still think she needs to win this. I mean, I'm not going to be upset if Britt wins it, you know, because I do have an idea if Britt wins it. But Ruby should definitely win this. I feel like, you know, if you want to make a new star, give Ruby the victory here. You know, she is like I said, I have a reason why I feel like I'm worried at first that maybe it may not be Ruby again. It's just that they haven't featured her quite as much as, you know, I would have liked to by now, personally. I worry that maybe some people doesn't have, like, the bad taste out of the mouth from the bad booking that she got in WWE. I mean, yes, you know, she had, like, what, the 3-4 months off after she got released. Yeah, probably about that. So, you know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. But you still gotta, like, prove that, hey, you know, even though WWE didn't book me right, you know, I can, you know, I can do it. And in the beginning, yes, like I said, they kind of just, like, they slowed down on how much they used her. So that's the only thing that worries me about, you know, trying to believe that Ruby could win this. Because they probably could have at least built her up a little bit more than they did. But I'm still hoping she wins this. And it would be nice. And if they want to have her go on to fight Thunder Rosa, like Ruby and Thunder, ooh, that'd be a really good match for sure. Or Ruby and Jade rematch from the finals in the TBS Championship Tournament, who knows. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with Ruby. I'm not going to rule out Britt, though. I heard an idea pitched if Britt won. And if somebody else won the other one, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But here's that match. The next match is, oh yeah, the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff, versus the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. This is going to be an awesome match. The Young Bucks, again, for someone who didn't really watch much of the Young Bucks at all until, AEW, yes, I saw, there was a couple times when Ring of Honor came here to Pittsburgh. Get some energy in me. When they came to Pittsburgh, and I saw them wrestle, they're no doubt about the best tag team. And, they usually are always going to put on a must-see match for sure. And yes, the Hardys, are in their mid-40s now, definitely past their prime. But you put them in and give them the freedom. They can do anything awesome. I'm really looking forward to this match for sure. And I'm going to do this is one of the matches I will do live reactions for. Again, if the House of Black and Death Triangle match does not open up the show, I think this one would open it up. It was tough for me to pick a winner, but honestly, since Jeff just came in, and I'm sure they want to make them popular, I think the Hardys are going to win this. I think the Young Bucks are okay taking another loss here. Some people say this show may also start teasing the cracks for the Undisputed Elite because Kenny's due back soon. They could maybe pull something off like that with either the Young Bucks or Red Dragon turning on each other completely or something or whatnot. But I think the Hardys should win this one for sure. And then we got MJF versus Wardlow. The typical, you have to go through hell to get a match with MJF. We've seen the story plenty of times. Although, of course, they do seem to try to get some that's like, okay, that's different. Like, in this one, the build, the stipulations were very similar to what MJF did to Cody Rhodes 2 years ago, whenever they feuded. Except, of course, like I said, this time, Wardlow had the opposite effect, like the 10 lashes, and, with MJF being a special guest referee and turning the tables on MJF, whatever Sean Spears screwed up, instead of hitting Wardlow with the chair, MJF got hit with a chair instead. I know, with that being said, I feel a lot of people, because, this the build had kind of the opposite effect on Wardlow. The lashes didn't hurt. And, he basically, just wiped the floor with Sean Spears inside the cage. But I just don't know how you would pull off it. Again, I think this match, even though it's going to be, a match I want to see this happen and not how it was before, I think this match is going to be very similar to what Goldberg and Kevin Owens had back at Fastlane 2017. I think, MJ's going to focus more on the mind rather than, getting into an actual altercation. But the moment MJ lets his guard down, Wardlow's just going to squash him. This is a match that should only go just a couple of minutes, to be honest. And Wardlow should just dominate him and squash him. Just make him look even more, powerful and get his revenge on MJF. And if Wardlow ultimately wins this match, then he will not be allowed to sign a contract with AEW at any time whatsoever in the future. So there is that match. And before we move on to the next one, I'm going to take a quick break, get some more to drink, and I will be right back. Hang on 1 second. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I definitely need a little bit of an energy booster. I gotta go get a refill on some Coke. So, just the drink. So, I definitely needed a little bit of a booster there. But thank you guys for your patience. If you, have, and I know no one's in the live chat really, but if you're watching this afterwards, I apologize about your patience, but I needed a little bit of energy. Since we're about halfway through, let's check the live chat real quick. We have Fresh News 247. He said, why would the Hardy Boys save Gargnell? He's out there to mock them. This is why he thinks AEW is a joke. I think there's something that happened on Rampage, and I didn't get to watch. I can't really comment on that, but if that's your opinion. Hook and his boyfriend Danhausen versus nobody. Tony Nese can be somebody, but that's just like again, especially if that, I said before, if that tag team is going to be similar to what Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne were when they won the Dusty Cup in NXT, then they're definitely more so character matches rather than actual, more so wrestling matches, which it's okay to have them in there. We're going to kind of have a sports entertainment match versus professional wrestling match when we get to the what's it called now? The Anarchy in the Arena. That's what they're calling that no holds barred match. Oh god, no. Imagine killing Sammy Guevara so quickly only at AEW. Yeah, I mean, the heat though that him and Ty have generate is just natural. I mean, I don't hate them for, being in love, I get it. That's just how they express their love. But I also do understand how some people, again, can just, get sick of it and say, oh, come on, stop it. Get a room. You're too public and whatnot, this, and that. I can understand that, too, both sides. I still personally think with the heat they've generated, they should roll with it and go heel, in my opinion. And he says, look, I want Hook and Danhausen to kiss, then the audience pops, but then Sammy and he's pops louder that leads to a kiss off. That's strange, but to your comments. Thank you for your stuff in the live chat. It looks like he left or whatnot, but thank you for your comments, of course. Let's move on now to the next match, which is another match. This is definitely one of the matches I'm most excited about, and I'm definitely doing a lot of reactions to this next match. For the second pay-per-view in a row, AEW is doing a triple threat match for the AEW World Tag Titles. And it's 3 fresh opponents, basically, in the tag team division. People you wouldn't really expect. But a match I think could really benefit, and I think a lot's going to happen. It's the AEW Tag Champions, Jurassic Express's Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, versus Team Taz, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, underrated duo for sure. Ricky Starks is definitely super underrated. And Powerhouse Hobbs, yeah, he's improved for sure. And the team of 2 big stars, of course, as single stars at some point in AEW. Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. Limitless Keith Lee. I am very excited about this match for sure. Definitely, if I could pick a top 2, this is my number 2. This is the match I'm the second most excited about. The one I'm excited about the most is definitely the main event. This match is going to be awesome. I like how also all 3 teams have the smaller, high-flying guy, and then there's the big, powerhouse guys. Well, not so much Powerhouse Hobbs, but we all know Luchasaurus has agility. And Keith Lee, for crying out loud. We all know he's a 5-tool player, as he's definitely been shown more. That corkscrew dive he did over the top rope on Wednesday night on Dynamite, awesome. Like I said, he is moving at a good pace where he's not doing too much yet, but he's gradually showing more, but it feels like it's moving at the right tempo. Now, this is the match that I'm 90% sure Jurassic Express is not leaving this match with the tag titles. This is probably the one I'm the most positive that we're going to be having a title change. I definitely could see maybe Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs winning it. But personally, I want the belts to go on to Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. I still think, and I've mentioned this in a few recent reviews at different Dynamite, if you want another duo, not of course, identically of course, another duo, I feel like that while there's really no room right now for them to be shining as single stars, to make them a tag team and to have them blossom through the tag team like they did, like it happened with Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. Look no further than Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. They're both very agile. They definitely have the tools to be main event stars for sure. And if there's no room for them, for the singles titles right now, put the tag titles on them. But I think, again, this is going to be an excellent match. And again, I find it very interesting how it's three teams with like the smaller high-flying guy and the big powerhouse guys, even though, like I said before, of course, two of them I know can still do, high-flying maneuvers. But I'm not only picking, of course, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland to win the tag titles here, but this also will probably be the match where Christian Cage officially turns heel. They've been teasing it for several weeks, especially with him and Jungle Boy. So I think this is where Christian turns heel, and maybe I'm probably not a Forbidden Door, but like maybe one of like the summer specials, like Fyter Fest or Fight for the Fallen, or whatever they want to call the other ones. If they do more than just those two, we'll probably see Christian Cage and Jungle Boy go one-on-one. That will be a pretty good match once that happens. As far as, of course, Jurassic Express and, of course, Luchasaurus, not sure where he goes after this, but I think I'm predicting Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland to win the titles, and Christian Cage to turn heel officially in this match. I think we definitely need a cool down after this. Oh, wait. Well, not a complete cool down, but definitely, one of the hotter matches. And then we have this AEW Women's Championship match. Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. I believe, of course, these two feuded over the NWA Women's title when both women were getting ready to come over to AEW. So it's kind of like revisiting this feud a little bit that we got like a year or two ago, probably during the pandemic era or whatnot. And of course, we became fans of Thunder Rosa. I love Thunder Rosa. Like she just has like that likable personality, and is someone who's very easy to get behind and supports the babyface. And then there's Serena Deeb, who definitely has been underutilized in her career. WWE basically made her shave her head bald, or if not, they made her basically just like a trainer and a coach. Because you see how great Serena Deeb is, and then you think like, man, why did WWE just limit her to just like being like a coach? They were trying to do the same exact thing to Athena, and I felt bad. But a lot of people say this match is probably the most predictable. And no one sees Serena Deeb winning the match. And I do agree, I'm picking Thunder Rosa to retain. However, though, it will not surprise me if they did give the belt to Serena Deeb. Because think about it. Her feud with Hikaru Shida was outstanding. They built her up as the one heel project they did an excellent job with for the women's division, of course, there's no doubt about it, Britt Baker. I feel like if there was another, great heel they built up in this women's division, it's definitely Serena Deeb. I was thinking, what if you gave the title to Deeb here, and she held it for a couple weeks, and then she lost it back to Thunder Rosa before Forbidden Door. Like, you could do this thing where, you give the title to Thunder Rosa, who, she had a great promo this past, but, honestly, she does need some work on her promos, but she's still, just excellent and, just likable and easier for people to get behind as champion. But what if you kind of do like what you did with Drew McIntyre? He dropped the title to Randy Orton for 3 weeks, and he kind of it felt like he gave a little more of a budge to his character, a little bit more, and they put the title back on him, and it felt like he was somewhat grew from the moment. When they did the same thing to Thunder Rosa, because I just hate to see, because, again, I just think Serena Deeb built herself up as maybe possibly the number 2 heel in the women's division, in my honest opinion, quite possibly. So why not give her just a little bit more, of a budge and give her the title for like a few weeks, and Thunder Rosa wins it back. I still don't think it's going to happen. It was just me doing a little bit of a fantasy booking thing, but I think Thunder Rosa will be retaining. But I don't think this one is quite as predictable, though, as it seems. So yeah, Thunder Rosa wins, but if they decide to maybe give Serena Deeb maybe like a 3-week run for losing it back to Thunder Rosa, I won't be opposed to that either. Alright, then we got... Oh, yes, we got this car crasher of a mess. This 10-man tag match. Anarchy in the arena. Not Stadium Stampede. Anarchy in the arena. As it's the professional wrestlers. The team of Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and 2 of the 3 members of the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson, taking on the Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho, Angelo Parker, Matt Menard, Jake Hager, and Daniel Garcia. I think this match will be fun. It's, the big, weapons, and, anything goes type match. They obviously want to do something a little different, not just do Stadium Stampede again. They want to do, they're calling it Anarchy in the arena. So basically, in some ways, somewhat similar to how Stadium Stampede is going to be, except just like a little bit of a different concept or twist to it, which I do like. I think it's going to be good. Like I said, I'm still not 100% sold yet still on the Jericho Appreciation Society. Like I said, I think the biggest problem is I still like that Ever-Rise taste for them. Like, I didn't think Ever-Rise was that great in NXT, and I still don't think they're really that great now. But it's in the hands of Jericho. Bring him in, man, if you want to call it that. I don't know. I think, though, the baby faces will get the win. Eddie Kingston, could use another good big victory. And, of course, the Blackpool Combat Club is just another one of the hottest. Like, if they do end up doing trios titles, it's either going to be them or House of Black winning those titles first. But, man, it's such a good thing. Yeah, this will be a good match, like I said. I'm still not completely sold on the Jericho Appreciation Society. I'm still trying to lose that Ever-Rise taste in my mouth. Like, to me, it's like whenever Parker and Menard talk, I somewhat think of the Shining Stars. Or the Colognes, Epico and Primo. But, we'll see. This will most likely also need a cool-down match, as we'll have this... Now, here's another match that, before it was on the card like a week or so ago, it was added to the card. But it probably could have also been left off the card. Jade Cargill and Anna Jay. This is going to be quick. It's random, too, because Jade Cargill... Anna Jay really has not been seen on TV much lately. So, very random, but Jade's gonna retain. No offense to Anna, she's great, but she's not beating Jade. Then we have the men's finals for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole, Bay. This one was tough also. See, the thing is Samoa Joe is, I think, the Ring of Honor television champion. So it'd be dumb to have a champion win, even though the title's not on the line. But how much I still feel like a hypocrite whenever I say that that's okay. But most of the time it's not. But there's no title on the line here, and it's not an AEW title. This is an AEW match or whatnot, whatever you want to call it. But I kind of sound like a hypocrite from it. Anyways, this actually also is a first time ever match. We've never had, apparently, any promotions ever had Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole. But yeah, you would think the sure bet would be Joe. But personally, I'd rather have Adam win. And the only reason why is because Adam's been here since September. And he has lost both his pay-per-view matches. He lost at Full Gear when him and the Young Bucks teamed up to take on Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. He lost in a phenomenal world title match at Revolution, and in the Texas death match when he faced him again. So I'm honestly hoping that even though I'm still not a fan of him, that stable with Jay Lethal. I'm a fan of Jay Lethal's, but not Satnam Singh. But that stable, hope it comes out and somehow distracts Samoa Joe and costs him the match and gives Adam Cole the cup. Like I said, Adam Cole is like Samoa Joe is for pay-per-view. He'll be okay. I think, though, that Adam Cole should get this victory here. And then, this was not completely my idea. I heard this when I was listening to another podcast recently. Someone said, what if both Adam and Britt win? And, obviously they'll give the reasons for them to gloat about themselves. And that's what leads to them bringing in Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae doing a mixed tag match between the two of them. Oh, man, that'd be great. Especially the fact that Johnny and Adam have put on some really classical matches in the past. Like, their match at TakeOver 25, it was a singles match, but I got vibes of Taker and Shawn Michaels. It felt like the same thing. Just a singles match with two of the best wrestlers. Just put it on a perfect match, and just the storytelling was just beautiful in it. It'd be interesting for you for sure. If Britt won the women's and Adam won the men's, even though I still think it's leaning more towards Ruby for that one. But imagine if they won that, and they gave reason for them to gloat, and that's what leads to bring in Johnny and Candice. Oh man, that'd be awesome. That would really be awesome. If Joe wins, though, won't be upset. But like I said, my thing is I feel like Adam Cole should at some point get a pay-per-view victory, and this is the one I feel like they should do. Alright, main event time. Main event time. Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk. I really can't decide still. Again, these two, whether if it's stealing each other's finishers, or, basically saying, I'm going to protect AEW from you because I don't like what you stand for. We have that. We also have the fact that, CM Punk, firing, some shots with the Islanders jersey and whatnot with, a former player that the crowd does not like in Long Island. But both these men, again, have given you, like a reason to either root or cheer for, basically, just do that, be more organic, think, do I really want to see this guy win or whatnot? They did a great job with that. It's just so tough for me to pick this. I mean, honestly, if I had it my way completely, I would pick Punk to win this. It's just this feud, though, feels like it progressed, but it feels like there's more to the story. So that's why I'm not sure about Punk winning. I'm leaning towards saying yes for Punk winning. But I don't know what the outcome is going to be after that. Like, is one going to turn heel or going to shake hands? Or it just feels like the story does not feel complete. But then again, I know AEW has a habit of, doing like a match one time and not doing like a rematch because they feel like there's more to the story, but they just say, oh, the match happened, that's it. Which, okay, it's not completely awful, but to me, it's just, I can't quite see, where either of these guys go after this match. Like, I still think Punk should win the title. I've heard rumors of him and Cole at All Out. But maybe at some point we have, again, Samoa Joe, who I still think is fitting for this, wins both the Ring of Honor and the AEW World Championship. And Punk drops it to him, and him and Punk in real life are good friends, so that's why I thought it'd be working pretty good. But, yeah, I'm going to still stick with Punk, but I still am not 100% confident in that. I really can't pick that, but this will also be a match we do live reactions for. And with that being said, guys, I am sleepy. I am tired. I'm going to get ready to go to bed. But, the 5 matches that I'm going to do live reactions for: the Hardys and the Young Bucks, Jurassic Express, Team Taz, and Keith Lee and Strickland. the Anarchy in the Arena match, Samoa Joe and Adam Cole, and the main event, Hangman Adam Page and CM Punk. And with that being said, guys, I'm tired. I'm checking out. I'm going to go to bed. What are your thoughts on this match, guys? Make sure your thoughts, of this preview. Do you think, again, also, there's too many matches? Does that concern you as well? Make sure your thoughts, as always, down in the comment section below. And be sure, as always, to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content on my channel, and follow me on Twitter as well, at DemandAir93. Till then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.